It is the 1st of July 2025. It's over 30 degrees outside and I am struggling. In fact, it was round about maybe June, July time last year that I really struggled in the heat, that actually led me to getting my fibromyalgia diagnosis. And if you think about it, it makes sense. I mean, everyone else out there who hasn't got fibromyalgia is struggling at the moment with this heat. Everyone I speak to say they have a lack of energy, they feel tired, really don't feel like working. So if you think about it, all the people that without fibromyalgia are struggling. So no wonder the majority of people with fibromyalgia are really struggling to hold off any kind of flare-ups that could possibly happen. And a change in temperature with fibromyalgia really does make a difference, depending on the type of person. Extreme cold can have a massive effect, or extreme heat, or both. I mean, for me, it definitely is extreme heat. And what tends to happen with me is I get a lot of inflammation. I remember last summer, I could barely walk because my feet and my ankles were so swollen. So the heat has that massive effect because of the inflammation, and that's all to do with the fight or flight protective response from our brain. As you may be aware of, like with fibromyalgia, that fight or flight response, that little bit of the brain is pretty much permanently turned on. So it's in that protective mode the whole time. So when we do get heat, it signals that miscommunication to the brain that something is wrong. So it sends out that chemical reaction that causes inflammation. Also, as everyone I speak to at the moment is struggling with sleep. Everyone's struggling with sleep. All the people without fibromyalgia are struggling with sleep. So for us with fibromyalgia, the quality of sleep, not the quantity, but the quality of sleep is absolutely vital, because with fibromyalgia, as I just mentioned, our bodies are in that fight or flight protective mode the whole time, and that includes even when we're asleep. So someone put it that it's the equivalent of like sleeping with one eye open. So that's why a lot of people with fibromyalgia really struggled, where they may feel that they're getting enough time, enough quantity of sleep, and it might be getting 8, 9, 10 hours, but they're still waking up feeling completely unrefreshed. And that's because our brains don't go into that deeper sleep mode. They're completely sort of in that alpha mode, and don't go into this sort of deeper delta mode of sleep. And so we wake up feeling completely unrefreshed. And that's one of the key aspects of fibromyalgia, because of course if you don't have quality sleep, then that will have a knock-on effect with everything else. It'll have a knock-on effect to the reasons why you will feel fatigued. It'll have a knock-on effect to why you have no energy. So it has this knock-on effect with everything else. So sleep quantity is absolutely vital. And of course, when it's hot, especially in my house, unless you've got an air-conditioned house, but in my house, I'm on the 3rd floor, and it's absolutely roasting in there. So it doesn't matter, you turn a fan on, all it's doing is blowing hot air around the room. So at the moment, I definitely would say I'm not getting any actual quality sleep, and that's why I'm feeling so fatigued at the moment. Energy is just so low. But there's various ways you can combat this. I mean, an obvious way is hydration, and so basically drinking lots of water the whole time. But also not just water, but things like coconut water actually hydrates you better. So the whole idea is just to just keep hydrated the whole time. Just here, drink double, treble the amount that you normally would. That really would help. Also, grounding. You make the most of the weather, and if you do have a garden, of course, it may not be so accessible to you if you don't have a garden. You might need to just go down the park for this, but just walking barefoot on the ground outside can have a massive impact on your mental health and your energy, because you're releasing that like negative charge down into the ground, and it's something that we don't often get to do because we're always walking around with shoes and socks or in buildings. So it's actually getting naturally into the ground, getting rid of that negative charge can have a massive effect on your energy levels, on your fatigue. So I really recommend doing that every day if you can. But also it's just about getting through this moment. It's not going to stay hot forever. Well, I hope not. Anyway, you never know, global warming, but it's about getting through it. And as I say, keeping hydrated and doing what you can to get that quality sleep, absolute quality sleep, because that's absolutely vital. So do what you can to do that, and we'll get through it.